They're in the middle of the Farmers Open, Torrey Pines. And there's not a lot of big names there because so many names have defected to go to the LIV, the Saudi Super League. John Rahm, who's had a fabulous start, is there. But there's not a lot of big names. There is no Tiger Woods, who's facing retirement. There is no Mickelson. There is no Dustin Johnson. There is no Cameron Smith, who stole thunder last year. So it's just a really different feel out at Torrey Pines. The bigger question, there's been no resolution to this war between the PGA and the LIV. And it just begs the question, what's going to happen to the future of golf? It's still chaotic. Will the PGA Tour be worth watching if you can't identify with anybody here? Or will they develop their own stars led by Xander Schauffele? Will anybody watch the LIV if they're playing abroad? And there's a whole bunch of angles and stories to that. In terms of the LIV, big issue as Torrey Pines is underway. Nick Faldo dropped a bomb on the LIV today. Nick Faldo's been very open and very, very, very outspoken about what these guys did to the PGA Tour after what the PGA Tour helped them become superstars making a lot of money. And he says the Ryder Cup will never admit any LIV player to play in the Ryder Cup, which is a huge in-season event. Mm-hmm. He also indicated that for all the things Greg Norman did as a great golfer, and he was a great personality, that Greg Norman has destroyed his reputation by what he has done. And Nick Faldo's of the opinion that the LIV Tour means absolutely nothing because nobody's going to watch it. Nobody's going to go see it. Now we find out their new TV contract on CW, and you could watch it when they televise it in San Diego on CW6. They're not going to televise the first round of any LIV thing. You can watch it on your app, but can't watch it on live TV. And we find out that LIV is buying the time, that there was no bidding, that CW6 didn't pay a big rights fee for this to happen. And to top everything else off, they just pulled their $50 million team championship event, the final event of the year. They pulled it from Trump's Doral course in Miami, and they're taking it to Jihad, Saudi Arabia, so they're going to play there. So there we are. Do you think the PGA has less an event now because they've lost so many good players? Surprised the Civil War is going on? What do you think about what Nick Faldo said? And what do you think of the LIV and Greg Norman?
Yeah, this is, again, so disappointing how this is breaking out. I hope there's a solution where they can come together. But you ran a poll on Twitter, and you asked the fans what they thought. What were the numbers on that poll? Do you remember?
Something like 85% will watch the PGA because that's where stars are born, and 15% are watching the guys that defected. And there's a side story also about relationships. I don't know if you've heard about this. Some of the big name guys like Rory McIlroy and then a few others are playing in Dubai this week. Patrick Reed from the LIV is playing in that tournament. Reed on the practice screen tried to go over and shake Rory McIlroy's hand, and McIlroy turned and walked away from him.
Oh.
Now, Patrick Reed is suing everybody on the PGA Tour. PGA suing McIlroy, et cetera, for slander and all this. And Rory was asked at the press briefing after the practice round, why didn't you not want to shake his hand? He said, Patrick Reed's lawyers served me a notice of a lawsuit on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve with my family, knock, knock, doors open. Here's the paper. You're served.
Really?
And so Rory McIlroy says, I'm going to be friends with him now? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You made your bed, you lay in it, et cetera, et cetera. Sidebar stories everywhere, but this thing is far from resolved. I think the big picture question, it's even a topic of conversation out at Torrey Pines, how badly damaged has the PGA Tour become because of all the defections, and do you care about the guys that went abroad?
Yeah, it's incredible how this is all playing out. I'll just tell you what, this weekend, I'm going to enjoy watching Torrey Pines on television. You know, I know they adjusted the schedule to accommodate the NFL, right? So the finals are going to be on, or the fourth round is going to be on Saturday. So I'll definitely be watching. I'll be rooting for Xander Schauffele. You know, our local boy makes good. And let's see what happens.
Okay.